So next up, we do have some Ubisoft information, and no, this is not about XDefiant, unfortunately. So Ubisoft accidentally, or fortunately, depending on how you want to look at it, you know. But Ubisoft accidentally released Beyond Good and Evil Remaster. Remembers it doesn't do that sort of thing. Attempts to scrub all traces from the internet, then gives up and announces it anyway. So it looks like Ubisoft's given up trying to keep this one quiet. In a post on Twitter, the company threw in the towel and admitted that it has a 20th anniversary remaster of Beyond Good and Evil on the way, with more info to come in early 2024. The company also said that the build that went out to Ubisoft Plus subscribers as part of this leak, quote, is not indicative of the final game. There's some hope for those of us put off by those dodgy screenshots making the rounds. So the original story here is, for years Ubisoft has had one single job: not releasing Beyond Good and Evil games. To its credit, it's done the work for a good long while. Sure, things will get some fanciful Beyond Good and Evil 2 trailer, a LinkedIn bio will change, or Joseph Gordon-Levitt will appear, but the studio's fundamental principle of not releasing a game in this series has never wavered. Until yesterday, a few months after the ESRB leaked that Ubisoft was working on some kind of new version of the first Beyond Good and Evil for all modern platforms, achievement tracking sites caught wind of Xbox Chivos for a Beyond Good and Evil 20th Anniversary Edition. That was soon followed up by the sudden appearance of an Xbox store listing, now taken down, for the game, which was itself followed up by reports of Ubisoft Plus subscribers being able to download and play it, all of which, it seems, occurred entirely without Ubisoft willing it. Since the relevant store page has been taken down and 30 minutes of gameplay capture uploaded to YouTube has been erased by a Ubisoft copyright claim. Of course, this is the internet, so Ubisoft is very much trying to slam shut a stable door after the horse has bolted, and screenshots and clips of the offending material continues to circulate. Having seen the gameplay capture myself, don't tell Yves, I can tell you that, yep, it sure looks like a remastered Beyond Good and Evil. Jade looks like she controls how she controlled back in 2003, albeit with higher resolution textures and some nicer lighting tech. Besides that, before the listing went down, the description for Beyond Good and Evil 20th Anniversary Edition said it would come in 4K 60 FPS with improved graphics, controls, and audio, along with brand new autosave and cross-save features, along with an opportunity to, quote, discover more about Jade's past and a new treasure hunt throughout Hillies, which sounds like a Beyond Good and Evil 2 tie-in to me. Looks good from what I saw, at least in motion, but there are some screenshots circulating online that make some aspects of the remaster look a little bit ropey. Those could just be screenshots taken at inopportune moments, or they might signify some deeper problem with the remaster's approach. We'll only know when the thing comes out again, but on purpose this time. So the reason why I'm jumping, the reason why I'm dropping this is because I think it's classic Ubisoft, right? Because like they accidentally announce a thing, release a thing, try to rein the thing back in. Like they're trying to cover up a mess that they created. And I think it's hilarious that Ubisoft just kind of does stuff like this from time to time. You know what I mean? But I've never played Beyond Good and Evil. I've always heard that it is one of the best video games of all time. I've never played it.
Heard of it.
Really?
Oh.
This I remember back in the day people talking about Beyond Good and Evil like it was the gospel. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like
I never played it either.
Yeah. It's like an action RPG type.
2003.
Yeah. It came out
Very low standards.
Yeah. So
I'm just saying.
Right. So I'm interested to see like how it's going to look when it comes out and all that stuff. I'm very interested in playing it because of all the good things I've heard about it for years and years and years.
Right.
And it's going to be interesting, and I'm glad they're finally doing it. I think they released Beyond Good and Evil 2 not that long ago, And I don't think that the reception for it was nearly as high as the OG Beyond Good and Evil. Because I think it's one of those things where it came out so long ago that it doesn't matter. Like, people are not going to be happy with it.
Right. It's just not
they're
going to
already
live up
talking
to the
shit.
expectations.
Yeah, right.
It was like it was 2018
Yeah, so
when the trailer's up. People are saying that the remaster looks bad, but it's like, it's not finished.
mhm.
I mean, is it?
No, definitely not. So Garbo, you gonna pick this thing up and play it? I mean, Garbo in 2003 was 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was,
I still don't know
I was like
nothing about
13 or
it.
14. Yeah,
Like,
Yeah, I
you
was
just
14.
explained everything, and I'm still clueless. Never heard of this. RPG, cool. Like, I don't know nothing about it.
What platform
I've
was
never
it
heard
on?
anybody talk about it either.
Would it be PlayStation 2?
I think it came out
Was
on. Let's see, PlayStation 2, Xbox, GameCube, and then they
Ooh.
also
Yeah,
did a
okay.
360 and a PS3 drop for it.
Yeah, I never played it, man. Weird.
Never heard of it.
So
Never
here's,
I mean, I'd heard of it, but I'd never heard a claim
Nope.
about it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, this was one of
Or
you,
if it have a great reputation.
you remember back in the day when BioWare was killing it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yes.
this was one of those games that came
Totally.
out. Yeah, this was like Jade Empire era. And this was one of those games that came out around that Jade Empire era where they were really focusing on story elements. This was when they first really started hitting in on story elements for video games, and using an actual narrative as like something, you know what I mean? As more than just like, here's the reason why you're doing what you are.
This was also the full release games. You know, back then you got the
Yeah.
whole game.
Yeah.
Not something that had to be
You know, as you
updated
should.
forever.
It's been a while.
Oh, let's give it a DLC. Because we only gave them 6 hours of campaign.
Well, you know.
Yeah, we'll charge them $40 for 2 more hours.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. We'll give them the other.
So it says here on their wiki that Beyond Good and Evil is an action-adventure game with elements of puzzle solving and stealth-based games. The player controls the protagonist Jade from third-person perspective. Jade can run, move stealthily, jump over obstacles and pits, climb ladders, push or bash doors and objects, and flatten herself against walls. As Jade, the player investigates a number of installations in search of the truth about a war with an alien threat. So,
Who's the pig? See that picture I dropped in there?
yeah,
I mean, that makes me want to play it.
I know, right? Let's see.
Got some crazy looking characters.
Yeah. It
Oh, yeah.
does. And like it says that the plot it takes place in 2435 on the mining planet of Hillis, located in a remote section of the galaxy. Architecture of the city around which the game takes place is rustic European style. The world itself combines modern elements such as email and credit cards with those of science fiction and fantasy such as spacecraft and anthropomorphic animals coexisting with people. As the game begins, Hillis is under siege by aliens called the DOMs, D-O-M, capital Z altogether, who abduct beings and either drain their life force for power or implant them with spores to convert them into slaves. Prior to the opening of the game, military dictatorship called the Alpha Sections has come to power on Hillis, promising to defend the populace. However, the Alpha Sections seem unable to stop the DOMs despite its public assurances. DOMs, dude. When'd you ever think that you would get DOMed in a game?
Yeah, Daddy Doms.
Yeah, daddy DOMs, mommy DOMs. Like, here we go.
I know the manager.
Yeah. So, you know. But I'm excited for the release and I'm excited to check it out. Because, like I said, this is one of those. And it's kind of like 2003. Now, I can go back and play older games and appreciate them for what they are, even given their graphics and all that, their limitations.
Yeah, it's on Steam.
Yeah. But I've always thought that a Beyond Good and Evil would get remastered or at least re-released in some capacity with like an upgraded, visuals and things. So here it is. It's finally coming out, I've always heard good things. This was one of those games that X-Play praised constantly.
It's got a 95%.
Yeah, right.
Like, that's
what happens when you get DOMs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what happens when you get dominated. Yeah, so. But yeah, I'm interested in checking this bad boy out. You know what I'm saying?